Welcome to the Cookie Bookie Club. Today we are doing our book talk on the List of Suspicious Things, and that is by Jennie, Godfrey. And then after we talk about the book, we'll talk about what we're reading next. And before we get into the book, we'll start with cookies. But we're back together again.
Yes.
A up.
What's A up?
It's
We don't teach children.
Oh,
we don't
it's
know
in the
the
book.
Oh, it's in the book.
Yeah.
It's the
Like, what's up?
Yorkshire.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was my favorite term
Yeah.
that I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start.
Let's just start with cookies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll do overall impressions.
Yes.
And then we'll get into the nitty-gritty. And then that's
Nitty-gritty or
yeah.
nitty-gritty?
Nitty-gritty is a challenge reference.
Oh, okay.
Because Nelson is trying to say nitty-gritty, but he says nitty-gritty, so now I say nitty-gritty.
Oh.
And then we'll do like a wrap-up at the end, and then what we're currently reading.
Okay, so the companion cookie for the List of Suspicious Things are these Parkin cookies.
They do
Okay.
look delicious.
Yes, so they're modeled after the famous Parkin cake, which I've never had. But
Why is it called Parkin? Is that a bird?
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
Okay.
But it's what a lot of like Yorkshire is well
Okay.
known for, is this Parkin cake. And so
Okay.
this guy, Baker Mike, created these cookies in its liking. So what I
Now,
would,
are these cookies or are they biscuits? More cookies.
these are definitely more chewy, more like oatmeal.
Oh,
Mm.
that's what they look like,
Yeah.
oatmeal.
I would say they are spicy. Like not
Spicy?
Oh, spicy.
yes, not spicy like
Tobacco,
pepper.
yeah.
Spicy, not like tobacco.
I meant Tabasco.
I was like, what kind of cookies are you having? No, spicy like ginger. There's a lot of
Oh,
ginger. So
okay.
if I were to remake these, I would
Okay.
go down to 1 tablespoon of ginger instead of 2, because 2 tablespoons of ginger is a lot, but it will help you to not get sick.
That's
I would
nice.
guess.
Which is
Or like
good,
feel
yeah.
better, because
Yeah.
Kendall always tells me to drink like ginger tea when I'm not feeling
Oh,
good.
yes, yes. So do you guys want to take a little
Yes.
try?
I mean,
Now,
Oh, totally.
like I warned you, it is kind of like taking a shot of a cookie, I feel like.
Well, I know how to take shots.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Like it's kind of like whiskey, even though I've never had a whiskey. I feel like it hits you in a minute.
I would not willingly eat these.
Really? I kind of like them. Yeah. I like
Yeah,
them.
I don't like
Yeah.
it.
And I'm
It
not
tastes too
getting a
healthy.
kick. Now I'm getting a
Yeah,
kick.
see, it comes.
And it comes at the back of the throat.
Yep.
Pause.
What?
This is not a smut book club.
Yes, I'm gonna have to mark this as explicit.
Oh, you girls.
You're the one that said it. I do like gingerbread cookies though, but
Yeah.
these I think they're too, it feels too oatmeal-y to me.
Yeah.
I have also been exclusively eating M&Ms for the last day, so my sweet level is high.
But yeah, I enjoyed making them, and they're definitely something I've never had before. So.
That's true.
And then Mom requested, because she's supposed to not have sugar.
Which I have not been doing. I flunked. Okay.
So we decided that we were going to find a popular recipe off of like social media that is healthy and have Mom try it out for us.
Each month.
Yep. So these are sugar-free homemade Thin Mints. And Mom would never pretend to like a cookie. So I feel like she will give an honest review of whether, because they look good. I feel
Yeah.
like they look like
They,
They
don't
look
look
cute.
like healthy cookies at all.
right. So we'll see what the taste is.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Do you like it or not?
No.
For our
I
listeners,
know.
she's shaking her head no.
Get
This
your
one-
Mountain Dew.
This one is more like taking a shot for her.
Yes.
What does it taste like?
Okay, so
It was good for the first part of the bite. It's like grass.
oh, weren't they called grasshopper cookies?
Could be.
They're not bad. They
Yeah.
don't taste like grass.
I wonder if it's like too much mint extract.
No.
No.
That's the
Here,
good
you
part
try
of it.
I
I'll
tried it
share.
last night.
Oh, you
and
did?
I
You
was
did
like,
not.
Oh,
Did you
Mom's
not like
gonna
it?
like these.
Well, then you know
Well,
me very well.
I also wish
They're
that
very,
they
like,
weren't so
chewy.
chewy. Yeah. I wanted them to have more of a crisp.
Why don't you hand me one of those heart ones? Those
Yeah.
look really good.
Give me one
These
of the
are
full
real
sugar ones.
Okay. Well, if you do want to try making the Parkin biscuits yourself, you can go to our Instagram. We have a, what is it called? One of those like Linktree links, and you can print off these convo and cookie cards, and they have the recipe there, and then also you can like fold it if you want, use it as a bookmark, and it has some good questions.
Are the convo cards spoiler free?
Yes, you don't have to have read the book to participate in the conversation. So I thought it was a good idea for like book clubs where maybe somebody doesn't read the book, or you can
Right.
bring a friend and then they can participate too. So we'll be asking some of those questions today. And yeah, so let's get into our spoiler free review.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with our overall synopsis of the book.
Okay.
The List of Suspicious Things is about a like 12-year-old girl, Miv, and she is growing up at the time of the Ripper.
And it's not Jack the Ripper. It's the new Ripper.
Okay, the new Ripper.
The new
Yes.
Ripper.
Yep. And it's permeating her world, and she wants to put an end to the Ripper. She wants to find out who it is. She thinks it'll solve a lot of her problems. So she starts a list of suspicious people or things in her community with her best friend. And so you go along in the story, and you're finding out kind of what's behind the neighbor, and it's a fun journey to go along with her. I will say this is spoiler free, but when we started reading this, we were like, let's get a fun read,
A light read.
a light read. And for the most part, I feel like it is, even though it's a heavy subject, because it's from the perspective of a 12-year-old girl. However, there is still hard things that happen. So just to warn you, you might want to check. Just don't go into it thinking, this will be so much fun. It is, but it isn't.
Well, and I think, too, because the cover looks so cute,
Yes.
you know, so you think, oh, it's a cute little book,
I
you
don't
know.
think it looks so cute.
Oh, I think so.
Because I think the crow is kind of ominous.
I see how Mom could see that's a cute
Yeah,
little
because
crow.
that's kind of like folksy, like
Okay.
a folk art.
Okay. All right.
And I think we need to say, though, that it's based on a real Ripper.
Yes.
Like the guy was real.
Yes, a lot of the story is based on the author's experiences in Yorkshire and growing up with all of it happening around her, and there's some connections that, yeah. So did the book remind you of any movie or TV show or anything? Because I know it reminded me of one.
No.
Oh,
I don't think so.
okay. I thought it reminded me a lot of a darker version of Now and Then.
Oh, I do love Now and Then.
Yes.
I could see.
Yeah.
That is a movie I watched all the time as a child. We were talking about
yes, Yes.
What kind of emotions did you feel while reading this book? What can readers expect to maybe feel?
Well, I thought, because it is from the 12-year-old, so it was kind of fun, in the fact that you're following her and her quirkiness. I felt like she had a quirkiness to her. But she had it seems like she had a hard life at home and a hard time at school too, right? But she was able to find friends, and I felt like her list was kind of artsy.
Okay. So you might
don't-
feel
so,
artsy
yeah.
and fun.
Did she
Quirky.
answer the question?
I don't know. But quirky. I felt it was kind of quirky.
Okay.
Okay.
I felt like nostalgia
Yeah.
reading it. Like it really took me back to like you remember that age. You
Yes.
try not to think about it, but like reading this book like took me back to that age and like feeling all all the feelings that you feel at that time.
Yes. Yeah.
Like friendships and school.
It brought me back to boys too, like in 7th, 8th grade, say. Crushes, but also like kind of mean boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. I totally thought nostalgia and then some heartbreak.
Oh.
But, so this was the first question I thought of when I was reading this book was,
Okay.
who would have been your top suspect on your list when you were 12? You don't have to name names.
Okay.
Oh, like our actual
Yes.
life.
Like if
Okay.
this was you and you were 12 making a list of the suspicious people in your neighborhood, who would be at the top?
Ooh.
So I know who mine would be.
Okay.
Except I might have been, I was a little bit younger, but when we lived in the old neighborhood, I was riding my bike around the block really fast. And it turns out I was watching the sidewalk go by instead of where I was going. And this guy backed his car out, and he had a white car, and he was very kind of OCD with his car. And I rammed right into the side of the car and dented the car.
Oh my God.
And he was so mad.
I
And
wonder
so-
why.
I feel like you would be on his list of
Yeah.
suspicious things.
And so I would have suspected him. For sure.
And you did nothing wrong.
I mean, I did, but I was a kid too. And, mom and dad had to, of course, pay for it and all that. But he was just so like, even if a kid hadn't hit his car, he was so like uptight and wound tight, And I think he's the only one who had a driveway in our neighborhood, because it was all, the houses were kind of close together. People parked in the alley or in the front. So why would he even have a driveway?
Sounds like 12-year-old mentality.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my gosh. Mary Kate, did you have one?
I'm trying to think. It's hard to also like remember everyone. I mean, obviously we had our landlord who was crazy.
Yes,
Yep, that was number one for me.
Yeah.
Our landlord.
But I just don't know if he would, like, I can't see him as a killer.
Oh, I
I
could.
can.
Yeah, totally.
I was too young.
He would
Yeah,
hurt
you
his
were too
teeth.
young.
Yeah,
He would like
yeah.
climb up on our balcony and
Yeah.
look in our windows.
Yeah.
Like,
You know who I would think? Kendall. Because he was crazy when we were younger.
when
He
you were
was.
12.
He
Okay.
was,
Yeah,
yes.
so if this is my 12-year-old mind, I
Yeah.
used to literally be like, he's gonna kill me.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
but it
That's
was
funny.
just
But
sibling
now he's like
stuff.
the total
He's the
opposite.
calmest
he is
person.
Human.
I'm
He's
like,
the calmest human being I know.
Yeah.
And I tell people that all the time. How when he was like younger, he was really like wild child. Would climb everything and
Yeah.
oh, he was something else, and he is the calmest human.
Yeah.
I know, it's so funny when I talk about, like, someone's like, what is it like to have a brother? And I was like, well, he would randomly come to my room and be like, pick out a weapon for sparring. Meet me outside in 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I would pick out a weapon. And we would go spar.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely had the landlord at the top. And then also, I feel like maybe I was more akin to this, but if that's a word. But there was a teacher at our middle school who was like the cool teacher that everybody loved. And he was so funny and like blah, blah, blah. And I right away clocked it as odd. And I wanted to stay away from him. And everybody, like all the other girls were like having crushes on him. And then he ended up getting in trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, he would have been on my list.
I didn't go to school enough to have a teacher on my list.
Oh my gosh. Okay, another spoiler-free question is, so the author quit her corporate job during COVID
Oh, okay.
and started writing this book as her debut novel. So did you do anything during COVID that was like a big, a lot of people quit their jobs or moved or made huge life changes. And I just right away thought, well, we started our book club.
Yes.
Maybe not the most like adventurous, exciting tale to tell, but obviously we're happy we did it.
Well, we also road tripped across the country.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, because I think during COVID, we did FaceTime each other every single day. So that was,
Yeah. I tried to hike like all
Oh, yeah.
the hikes.
Because you kept doing it by yourself. And we were like, you're going to
yeah,
die.
totally. Totally. I was so scared that you would do that.
You're akin to creepy
Attune.
teachers.
I think the word is attune.
Oh.
Okay,
Why
you're
did you
you're
corrected
attuned.
her so she doesn't sound like an idiot?
You're attuned to creepy teachers, but not like wildlife endangering
Yes,
you.
yes.
Like,
Yes.
there's
Yes.
something to say about that.
Yeah.
God.
But I think I felt with COVID that I wasted the time
She's
with
doing
COVID.
air quotes.
Because I felt like so many people did do these like earth-shattering pivots in life, and I felt like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
I could have been
also-
so skinny by now,
my God.
Oh
like-
my god.
I feel like also just getting through it is enough.
Yeah.
Okay, one more spoiler-free
Okay.
question is because the Ripper was this major event happening that just soaked into all of the daily lives of everybody and changed the culture. And so what, when you were younger, do you remember that was similar that happened in your world? Like a big major event that changed?
It wasn't when I was younger. It was more when you kids were kind of younger. Around the Washington, D.C. area, they were having like sniper shootings.
Oh, yeah.
And it turned out to be like, and then they were saying like, look for a white vehicle. And everybody out there had white vehicles. It was just like
Including
crazy.
the guy you crashed
Yes.
into.
Oh.
Yes, it's a theme. And so that was really scary because it was so random. You never knew,
Yeah.
So
I right away think 9/11. Since I'm an elder millennial, and now it's crazy when like people that I work with are like they weren't even born yet.
wow. Wow.
And how it changed everything, like xenophobia that was happening at that time, like airport security, and living by Chicago. So
How old were you when 9/11 happened?
I was a sophomore. And I still remember, like, the teacher that I had, the class I was
Yeah.
in. We were reading Pride and Prejudice. We went to a private school, so they weren't really forthcoming with information. So I didn't really know anything until we came home. And you had everybody over from Winberry's watching the news. And that was before, like, the news had, like, they were still showing really bad things, people jumping and stuff. And it was crazy. But...
That's so funny because when 9/11 happened, I was in a public elementary school. And my memory's bad, so I don't know if this is true, but I remember them like either like announcing it or like telling us or like having it on the TV.
Yeah.
Like when we were still in school. And then there was this guy I was in class with and he was like, my mom say that we're next, so they're coming to pick us up.
Well,
and
they
I was
did.
like,
Yeah.
Though, yeah,
Because
because
of
they said
Sears
Chicago.
Tower.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
said Chicago was evacuated. They were like,
Yeah.
they could be next. So, yeah, it was crazy
Yeah.
times.
but I would say that, but also when I was a little older, like the clowns that were going around Chicago. Do you remember that?
No.
There were like clown killers or something. I don't know if
Oh,
they
the clown posse.
I don't
that
know.
it?
No, I
No.
think that's a dance.
Yeah.
I think that's a dance group.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but there were like creepy clowns that were going around
gosh.
and you had to like look out for them. And I remember me and Chana were like walking around and she was like, there's a clown. And I was like, in the car. And we were like ran away together.
Oh my
And it was
gosh.
probably just like people in their
Yeah.
car.
The only clown I remember is John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
he's also.
Yeah.
Also, someone you should run away from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, now ratings.
Well-
so out of how many bites of a cookie? So 1 bite, 2 bite, 3 bite, 4 bite, or the whole
Okay.
cookie. So with the whole cookie being the best rating, 1 bite to whole cookie.
Okay. How many bites?
4 bites is a whole cook. I mean,
No,
Four,
five.
five would be.
5 bites. Okay.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
scarf it down.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely eat the whole cookie.
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm going back and forth. I would definitely lean towards the whole. Might as well finish the whole cookie.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's the best book I've ever read, but I did like it. So I would eat the whole cookie, but I don't know if every single time I talked about a book, I would talk about this book.
So you would eat the whole cookie, but you wouldn't eat the crumbs on the
wouldn't
table
eat the
as well.
sleeve.
Yeah.
This
the
isn't
sleeve.
a whole sleeve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would eat the whole cookie, but maybe just leave like what's in my fingers. I would I would leave the holder.
Okay.
Like there was just a little bit that I feel like could have been just maybe a little different. So let's conclude our spoiler-free
Okay.
session. Now we're going to go into part 1, which is the wish. And this is where you are introduced to Miv,
Okay.
the main character, and her best friend and her home life. You see that her mom is kind of this mysterious character that you don't know why she's not involved right now, and the dad, and right away you get introduced to Auntie Jean, and you learn about this is where I was looking up everybody to see if they were real, because I had never heard of Margaret Thatcher.
I looked her up.
But yeah.
Was she on The Crown?
Yeah, one of the seasons.
Yeah, so and then you learn about the Ripper, and her wish is towards the end. Okay, so right away, Auntie Jean. You know, it's funny because we did our cast of characters of who would play who in a movie, and I imagined Auntie Jean being this like really old Karen lady, because it's from the perspective of Miv.
Yeah.
But then you realize, okay, wait, she's probably like my age.
Yeah.
So yeah, at first I definitely had some Karen type vibes from her, but I ended up growing to really like her. But
Well, Auntie Jeannie was my favorite character in the book.
oh,
I had her as my favorite.
Auntie Jeannie.
Yes.
yeah.
And then with the wish, it says, in the end, though, I made a wish that would ripple through the lives of everyone I knew. A wish that I would come to regret deeply. That's
and
why
you caught on to that. Like, I guess I was kind of thinking, well, she's 12. She's maybe being over dramatic. And like, I was thinking that was foreshadowing that her friendship would break up, like, you know, or something like that. I didn't realize the big thing that happens was going to happen. I was very shocked when that happened.
I think, yeah.
I thought that because her bestie's dad was always away and
Yes.
stuff, so I thought it was going to be her bestie's dad, and they were going to
I
figure
did
that
think
out.
that. Yes.
And then that is going to be the thing that she regrets, and it kind of blows up this family that she sees as perfect and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
now
also
it
thought
wasn't anybody they knew in the end.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
oh wait,
It
yeah,
was.
it was someone
that
at the
worked-
work.
Yeah.
work
Oh,
yard.
yeah. But it wasn't a character that we
No,
learned.
He wasn't
Right.
On the list.
And then I was trying to think of what what would you have wished for when you were 12? You know, like, so they go on the field trip, and there's a wishing well, and that's when Miv wishes to find the Ripper.
Oh, and you did ask this question last night.
Yes, I
think.
asked it to my daughters who
Yeah.
are around that age.
Yeah.
Very different answers. One said a skateboard or an electric guitar, and my other child said world peace.
Yes. Well, I started working at 13. And I started working at 13 because I wanted certain things, you know. And I started sewing because I wanted elephant bell bottoms at that time.
Yeah.
So as a 12-year-old, it would have definitely been something with music or clothes. Now, though, it would be probably different, you know.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
What would you wish for now?
Oh gosh, I had some good ideas last night, and now I've totally,
Maybe a better memory.
Yeah, yes, that would be perfect.
If I were 12 and I were making the wish, I think it would be to be a WWE superstar or something
Yes,
like that.
yes, for
And
sure.
I honestly think it would be the same. If I would have chosen that career path instead.
And I think I did remember last night. I was thinking that I would wish that I could be this super fast runner and consistent runner. Consistent.
Okay.
What about you,
Big,
Sandra?
Well, I vividly remember being probably more like 10 and writing down that I wish my parents would divorce.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
So
I
that
thought
was like my
your wish
my
came
big
true.
thing. It did. Okay, anything else from part 1 that...
Well, I wrote down a couple of things that are from the earlier pages. And one is only boring people are bored.
Yes, which I did feel a little cringy at myself. And I remember saying that to my nephew all the time when he would say, "I'm bored."
Yeah, that was
Only
his-
boring people are bored.
That was his favorite line. I feel like you have also said that to him.
Well, I used to say good when you kids would complain of being bored because, but I liked this saying better because I had read a book that sometimes kids need downtime.
Yes.
So when you kids would say, "Oh, I'm so bored," I would say good, because you needed that downtime. But I like it better saying only boring people are bored.
It's a little meaner. Packs
Yeah.
a little more punch.
It's a little more judgmental.
Yes.
And there's a quote, or she says, "A princess or a pixie, and I didn't belong in those kind of stories." Jumping out from behind her mom, she grabbed mine and pulled me inside and up to her bedroom. So that would be Sharon. Sharon kind of came out and grabbed her and up. And there is a story from my childhood where I was very young and Grandma was pushing Aunt Mo in the stroller, and a little boy came out of his house and said, "Do you want to see my toys?" And I said, "Sure," and went running in the house. And
so cute.
then Grandma didn't know what to do because does she leave Aunt Mo out in the street? Well, she
No.
goes, gets this kid, does she? And finally the lady came out and said, "Is this kid yours?" And then they all became friends,
Aw.
so, and
I feel like that doesn't happen a lot anymore
No.
no, yeah.
because of the Ripper.
Yeah.
Stranger
Yeah.
danger now.
Yes, exactly. So
I feel like from the start, I noticed there was a lot of themes of like color. So
color
like,
in people or color?
no, just like she would mention a lot of different colors and brightness and darkness and that stuff. So one of them was like, even though we had to eat in the dark, life was all lightness then. It reminded me obviously of like
Oh, yes.
us.
Yes.
And I feel like you guys even said something last night about eating in the dark. And I was like, oh, that's exactly what
Oh.
she was saying. And how even though you're down on your luck, it's the people you have around. So it was
Yes.
before her mom had her issue. And then another quote I liked in the beginning was, if I couldn't count on people, then I at least needed places and things to stay solid. And I think that is such a mindset when like your home life or anything is a little unsettled, you at least need, like I had the library when I was growing up. Like things would kind of change a lot, but like I always had the library to go to, and that was my solid place that I would hang out there all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we love the library.
We love the library.
And we, of course, like Helen, the librarian, in the book, too.
I have one more quote. It talks on the theme of like color. So she said, I often felt as if Sharon, her house, and her family were like the Technicolor bit of the Wizard of Oz, vivid and bright, full of life, whereas mine were the black and white part, faded and worn, drained of all color.
Oh, yes.
So there's
that was
a lot
so
of like,
vivid.
yeah.
Part 2 is the suspicious things. Okay, so I thought we could go down the list.
Okay, perfect.
Like they're introduced. So the first item on the list is Mr. Bashir, I would guess. is how you-
Bashir.
Yeah, Bashir. And this is when you are introduced to Ishtiaq.
Yes.
Yes, and right away I was
love
like,
them.
I love
Yes.
them. I was like, they are not suspicious. Move on.
Right.
Move
Yeah,
on.
Right.
it's totally like learned and internalized racism
Yes.
that
Yes.
like made that be her first
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
thing on her list.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're some of my favorite people in the whole book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
luckily
absolutely love
she
them.
grows to also love them. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was interesting to see her perspective of why. Like she wasn't saying, it was more just like, well, why did they come here? Where did they come from? Like, as opposed to, it was just very much a childlike curiosity that
Yeah.
just needed to be taught.
And I love the thought of their store too.
Yes.
You
Well,
know?
I also loved that because throughout the book, 'cause since he's the first one, we kind of get his viewpoint early on, and then it comes back to his viewpoint a lot, and you see how much he learns about the town and the people that are in it. Like he knows everything.
Yes. He should have made a list. Too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did like getting the different perspectives every
Yes.
every once in a while, like the different chapters. I love how she wrote it like that.
Yeah, I agree. You needed kind of the adult, to paint the scene a little wider. You needed that, and yeah.
Are we saying who we cast as in our
let's-
film?
All I can say is that he was way hotter. You girls picked a way hotter person than I had in my mind. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the guy from Jennie in Georgia. I think his name is Sam on the show, and he is a bartender. So it was like
And he is good.
he is
looking.
hunky, which is actually so funny because I had a photo of him because I sent it to you guys, and then I went on my phone to show Christian something, and he was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "It's nothing."
So now here's a question though.
Okay.
If Mr. Bashir really looked like that super hunk, would there have been as much care that he was like brown skin?
Yes,
You know,
I think so. I think the answer is yes.
because it's also it's like
I
it's
don't
not
think
like-
so from the women though.
You have to remember the time, Mom. This was the 70s, and like this is also Yorkshire, which like we
Yeah.
didn't live there. I feel like Trevor Noah, he's from South Africa, but
Yeah.
like he talks about how America thinks they invented racism. Like no, it's
Yeah.
like new to
Okay.
America. It's
Okay,
existed
gotcha.
around the world forever,
gotcha.
and there's so many different cultures and
Yeah.
in that small area that
and the librarian thought he was a hunk,
Yes,
and
I love that.
and
romance.
her husband or whatever was really threatened by him, so
Yes.
he must have been
Yes.
somewhat
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who you were.
I
You didn't you have like the guy from The Simpsons?
Yes, kind of a Simpson kind of guy. Like a little bit dumpier, a little bit softer, not the hunka that you pictured there. Because I could just see women just going in the store all the time if he
Yeah.
was as good looking as you had cast him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, there was
Everybody did go in
there was
yeah.
a lot of people in the store all the time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next on the list is Mr. Ware. And I don't remember
Who
a
was he
whole lot.
again?
So he was the teacher, and he was just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like a strict. He just seemed like a burnout teacher.
Yeah,
who
he was an
sick of the kids.
asshole.
Yeah, but I think
And-
it's probably normal for that.
Yeah.
time.
And I think he was of the mentality of like pro bully. Like you in order to be tough,
yes.
you have to be
yes.
bullied a little. You can't like be
Yeah.
A
you know.
sissy.
yeah.
It was unsurprising that he was going through a divorce.
Yes.
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 I did think it was funny. There was some part where Miv says something like, "Oh my gosh, I can't imagine him having a life outside of school," and it reminds me of the time that you called me while I was in the middle of a reading group at work, and there were things happening where I had to take your call, and so I answered it real quick, and then my one student comes over and he's just like watching me, and then I put down the phone. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, that was my mom. And these are first graders. And he goes, you have a mom? And it was just so cute. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like, you are mom.
Yes.
Why do
You have a life outside of here?
That's so true, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're introduced to his son, who ends up eventually becoming, like, Miv's crush. And,
Yeah, but going out with Sharon.
What?
No.
They were always together and holding hands. Remember they held
What
hands?
are you talking about? No, you're talking about Ishtiak.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
We are not.
We are talking about Mr. Ware's child.
That's right. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
I'm still on the hunky Mr. Bashir.
Yeah.
Yes.
She started having little fantasies in her head.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay, the next on the list, and I don't have a lot of notes to talk about this one because
Okay.
I don't really remember it a whole lot, but the Haunted Mills.
But that was the big employer
Yes.
of the town, and then it closed down.
Yep.
A little bit of like Detroit. And
Okay.
Detroit in the 70s, how they really kind of shut down, and then it became like a ghost town.
Yeah, yeah, because the mills. I had started to watch a documentary about how
Oh, wow.
central the mills were to
Oh, wow.
Yorkshire.
Okay.
And so that I think this was a way of her introducing that to the story because it played such a big role in the community and things at that time. But yeah, beyond that, I was just like, well, yeah, there's always kind of a creepy place
Yes.
in every neighborhood. And then the scrapyard was next on the list. And around this time, we're probably being introduced to the bullies.
And Arthur, the old guy.
Yes.
That's where we kind of
Yep.
meet
Oh,
him,
yeah,
is
yeah.
at the scrapyard.
Yeah, who is another person I imagine to be like 100 years old.
Yes,
And
yes.
he's got to be like 60.
Yeah.
Right. Right, exactly.
Yeah, but I was just like, why are you like, this is so dangerous? But also, I feel like kids did that back then.
Yes, yes. And did it remind you at all of the scrapyard we had in our backyard on Dale Road?
Oh my God.
No,
Because
I
you
wasn't.
guys played in that scrapyard way
I
more
know.
than,
Yeah,
say,
God.
Kendall
but the
and
danger
Kate.
was not like homeless men. The danger was
what
rusty
you would,
nails.
yeah, what
and
was in there.
brown recluses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember when you find out that Arthur is Helen's dad, the librarian.
I feel like it's pretty late, but I
Late,
think
yeah.
there's like clues or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. So then you're at the scrapyard. You're definitely introduced to the bullies by this time. And Sharon is increasingly becoming more... Like, she definitely has a big response to the bullies, I felt like. So I was
Yeah.
thinking... There must be something happening in her world. Like, maybe her dad was abusive or something.
Well, I feel like it was also, like, Mary Kate, you had brought it up, but she was more street smart.
Yes, I felt
Yes.
like their bestie dynamic worked because, like, Miv was so, and they even mention it, that she was really good in school, and she made this list, and she's going down the list, and she's doing the list, and, like, it was just like, no, we need to do this. And especially when they go to the bad side of town, I was like, every Miv needs a Sharon.
Yes.
Because, like, Sharon was like, this is stupid. Why are we... Like, she had the street smarts. Like, she might not have been as good in school, but she was, like, good at navigating life.
She had a good internal
Yeah.
she had the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I was more Miv. I mean, I remember like doing really dumb things
Yes.
where it's
I
like,
did so
how
many
did
dumb things.
wow, you were really
She's really agreeing.
Well, I always remember that you would, because you would take people at face value, so you could get
So
scammed.
trusting.
You could get scammed so easy. Like,
I'm definitely better now, but yeah.
Oh, totally,
I
totally.
sent in a $20 bill when I was like 19 because I got a letter that said if you send us $20, you will get millions in return.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
like,
yeah.
okay.
yeah. Yes.
Sounds good to me.
So you just took people at face value.
Yeah, I just always believed everyone was good.
Yes, which is a good thing, but also kind of stupid.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have the lorry driver next. See, I can't really remember. I feel like that's the one that was accused because he was from. So if you watch the Ripper documentary, this is all in there, which is why when I first opened the book and it has the disclaimer about this actually being a real thing that happened, I was like, okay, I don't know anything about the Ripper. And so I went to watch the Netflix documentary and I realized I was going to spoil myself, so I stopped at a certain point. But there was a voice recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, of who was supposed to be the Ripper, and he was from a specific area. And I think the lorry driver was also from that area. Is that the right thing?
Yes.
And so he was being treated
the way he
targeted.
talked. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So he was definitely on the list. And then we get to the librarian. And by this time I was like, Miv sucks at this.
Oh.
I was like, all of the shows I watched where the kids are like really good at solving I was like, it's all lies, because this is more realistic, but it was also kind of like, wow, we're not going to find this guy because you suck.
Yeah. And I think I was also like, I was experiencing heartbreak for her because her and Sharon were kind of learning that they didn't really like the same things sometimes. And like, I think I was also like, she definitely sucks. But I was also having so much fun at being, oh my God, why are you doing this? Like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And also feeling like it makes sense as to why they were like kind of growing apart. But I also think that happens a lot when you're friends for a long time and like besties forever. I think you go in ebbs and flows of tightness.
Yeah. And you definitely learn that Miv is very insecure about their, like, she feels she's so lucky to have Sharon as a friend.
Yes.
Like, she doesn't deserve it. And then you're kind of, like, the mom's kind of coming out of the bed, and you're trying to figure out what's going on with her. And I was at first thinking that she had a lobotomy. I was like,
oh my God.
I did not think that at all.
I guess that was big more in the 50s.
Yeah.
But
I
was
thought
thinking that.
exactly what happened.
Wow.
Yeah. I knew
you're so
right
good
away.
at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miv needed me.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, because I like at first I thought the lobotomy, and then I thought maybe she knew somebody that had been affected. So yeah, that was crazy. And then so the librarian Helen loved Helen.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sad for Helen.
Yes.
But then, so, you're frustrated with Miv because she's sucking at being a detective for a while. And then, but then you see that she's noticing things. Like she did notice with Helen that she had bruises and, she pointed them out. And
Well, that's also the street smarts versus the book smart.
Yes.
Like, she pointed out where Sharon was more like sly about, like, I think she was like, should we ask? Like,
yes.
she was more like, let's not just jump into it. Her Miv was like,
Yeah, she understood what it could mean and the potential, like, social implications of...
yeah.
Yeah, and then Gary is just a big jerk. We hate Gary.
Totally.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
he's the
totally
worst.
hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then...
No redeeming qualities.
No.
at all
No,
in
none
him.
at all. He should
Yeah.
just die.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So then we move on to the red light district. And I was so mad at Miv. I was
Yes.
oh my gosh,
I
you
was-
were so dumb.
So mad at her, but I also, so throughout the book, Auntie Jean and like everyone else, and it happens every time there's like a serial killer, because serial killers will usually go for like sex workers first, because society doesn't see them as people. And you
Yes.
see that throughout the book, to where she's like, what? She wasn't even a prostitute. Like, it was like, once it became like no prostitutes, then it was a story worth investigating.
Yes.
And then they go to the red light district, and who saves them?
Yes.
The prostitute.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
she knows. She's
Yeah.
got the smarts.
yeah, and like
Yeah, you can't judge. And
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happened with the Ripper too. Was exactly what you just said. Yeah.
I just read a book not too long ago called The Hop, and it is also set in like UK or England or something. And it follows this like girl that got into sex work and like kind of similar to like the Playboy Mansion type of vibes. She ends up going to America, and then there's a lot of like killings happening of prostitutes in America. And like it was part of my book club, and we went to book club, and they were like, I just wish we could have found out who did it. And I was like, well, I think that makes it more realistic because it was all sex workers.
Yeah.
And those cases usually go unsolved until like a pretty white female
Yeah.
from a suburb gets accidentally pulled into it.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, next on the list is the Vicar.
Vicar. Yep.
Vicar. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I started to watch some show. I can't remember what it is.
Father
but-
Brown.
No, I don't know. But it was in the UK, and they said the Vicar, and I was like, oh, I just had to look up what that meant.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
it's
What does
a
it mean?
It's a pastor.
Okay.
And the other vicar that I really liked was that movie, Chocolat. You know, remember it's during Lent too, which is going on now, and he's not supposed to have the sweets. And
Oh.
yeah.
I remember that you loved that movie. But,
Oh, I love that movie.
so he's a drunk, right? The Vicar. I think he.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But you could see the dynamic with the wife
Yes.
and with him. You could see like
So
Tammy
funny.
Faye Baker, kind
Yeah.
of like that might be older than
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
have no
but
idea what you're talking about.
you know
Yeah.
the mega churches now where they have the husband and the
Yes.
wife, and yeah. So
Yeah. So not much to talk about there, I guess.
Yeah,
He just-
I was
whatever.
laughing so hard when he was found in the closet, though.
Yes.
totally.
That was-
And the wife was just like,
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Such a like, oh my gosh, everybody is going to talk about this.
yes,
Yeah.
You know?
yes.
At the beauty shop. And then there's the man in coveralls, which was Brian.
Yeah.
I know. So he was obviously he must have been, I would say, autistic,
Yes.
or like on the spectrum, or
Like very
something
far on the spectrum.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because he really struggled with. He needed his routine. He struggled when it wasn't there. He struggled
Yes.
with a lot of people.
Like
and-
interactions.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. And then, that's sad where he ends up taking his own life, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
he does.
He gets bullied and
yeah.
because the shop gets set on fire,
Yeah,
obviously
so in-
from the bad
Yes.
boys.
And that was his place.
Yes.
His place, that was his solid place. And Bashir was always really good. Like he just like I just love Bashir.
I know.
And he just like had everything
Yes.
together for him all the time. And so he had his like thing, and then so when that burned down, he probably like panicked. And then yeah, he ended up taking his own life, but it was right after they listed him
Yeah.
as
Yes.
suspicious, and she
Yes.
told the policeman,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So she felt really
Guilty.
That it was her
Guilty.
fault. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then that caused a huge rift
Yeah.
between her and Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was starting to kind of take this list too far.
Yeah. And people were asking her to stop.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think
She
that was
kinda-
the big thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was obsessed with it. Which, it does make you think, because she talked about how she realized that she did have interest in becoming a detective. And I mean, I do think that even though she sucked for most of this, like she was 12, but she does have the drive to solve
Yeah.
the problem.
Well, and I think because she couldn't figure out what was wrong with her mom, there was so much
Yeah.
that was going way over her head, and so you wonder, but in her heart, I think she cared for people, and that's what would help her as a detective.
Yeah.
Well, I also love that this all started because they like offhandedly said, well, we might have to move out of here if it
Yes.
gets really bad. And
Yes.
like I
True.
kept waiting for that. I was like, years have passed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're moving.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you think that she would kind of like clock into that and
Yeah.
be like, oh, maybe I don't have to do this. We're
Yeah.
not going to move,
Yeah.
you know?
But now if you've only read, I don't know, to part 2, we're gonna spoil it. So
Yes, yes.
but knowing that the mom was assaulted by the Ripper,
It makes sense.
it makes sense for
Yeah.
them to move with him not being caught. Because how do you go back outside? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
The other thing is, though, kids, that's the end of the world for them, when you have to move.
I always asked you to move all the time when I was younger.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we
I
were
was
in
ready
dumpy
to go.
places.
yeah. I
Ready to
loved
go.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always a hope for a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Though, I feel like I hate moving. I really hate it.
Well, that's because
And-
you had to actually work
Yeah.
to do
Do it.
something.
Yeah,
like
we just wanted to leave.
Yeah, we just got in the car and went.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing too was I was a little surprised how easy they were to just let Miv. Now,
yeah.
of course, it's like, of course, the dad is in charge, so this is happening.
Yeah.
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 Which
Oh,
made
that's so
me
funny.
so like
Yeah.
mad at the mom for a little while before I knew
Yeah.
what happened. But one of the questions that I had was, and this has come up with the tell, I think. This question came up. And it is, how much do you tell your kids? Like, how much do you think she should have known? Because she was so naive going into all that. Like, what should she have known about what was happening?
Well, I think especially being a 13-year-old girl, she should. This is a dangerous time for girls, I feel. And I remember when you guys were around more like 15, say, or whatever, it was the thought of getting a computer. And every time I almost got a computer, I didn't, because on Oprah, they would have another 15-year-old girl had gotten lured. And so...
And you knew how I was.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we also
Yes.
went down to the landlord's house
Yes.
every day to use his computer,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know if that really...
But, I mean, you have to kind of warn girls, because girls do go missing, too. So you have to have some kind of street smarts,
Yeah.
And the other thing that upset me, I think, with the mom is that I felt it was almost a luxury for her to check out, because I couldn't. I wanted to, and you kids would not let me check out.
Yeah.
You
Mom
know?
was jealous of the mom that
Yes.
she was able to have her mental breakdown
Yes.
and go
Well,
to the
I think
hospital.
also she had support.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, and sometimes you don't have the choice. But I think sometimes there's like brain chemistry happening above everything else too that you can't control. And I think the mom was lucky that she had the dad and the
And
aunt,
Auntie Jean.
yeah, who was helping to hold everything together. You know, whether it's Scotch tape holding together,
Right,
or what.
right.
I also think if you were to have a mental breakdown, like you have so many sisters, one of them would have
Yeah.
been our Auntie Jean.
Yeah, I know which
Which
one.
one do you think?
We can't say because we know they're gonna listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on the list is Uncle Raymond from church, who is a total creep, and
Yes,
Viv
yes.
blocks it. And
Yeah.
And creates
And-
a whole plan.
Yes,
that
how
was
dangerous
awful,
is that?
you know?
It was
She's
so dangerous.
dangerous with the red light
Yes.
district.
She didn't really learn a whole lot, but
I got scared when they
Yeah.
were doing that with the Uncle Raymond.
Yeah.
And look, it didn't work because he still got one of those girls.
yeah, but was that
But it-
before?
It was kind
He
of
had
during.
left to
Yeah.
go like
Oh yeah,
whatever. But yeah, her intentions are always well. Her
Yeah.
follow through is dangerous
Yes.
Yes.
and not
yes.
well thought out.
yeah.
Yeah.
She definitely needs a detective team if she goes into that field.
Yeah.
She needs some collaborative environments.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next was my dad. That's what she
Oh,
has on her
hers.
list.
Oh,
her
okay.
dad. And so she follows her dad and finds out that he's having an affair with Sharon's mom. And I was kind of like for it.
I kind of also thought that might be happening just
Yeah.
Yes, I
The-
did too. Yeah.
from when they went over how they met and then that they were talking a lot.
Yes.
I was just like, I thought at least emotional cheating for sure.
Yeah, and let me just clarify that this is when I thought the mom was like either she had a lobotomy and was just not like she was going to be mentally gone forever, or she was like a drug addict. Those were kind of my thoughts. So I, not like I condone having an affair, but I was just kind of like, okay, well he's human too. Like he needs some
relief.
Yeah. Oh my god. Kind of a compilation of Mom's Dirty talk.
Yes. Oh my god. It's insane.
Yeah, but that's what I thought was going to be the big thing. I thought that their friendship would break up because of that.
Oh,
Or that it was all a ruse and now we're sisters.
Yes.
But that didn't happen.
No.
Any more words on the dad? What did you think of the dad just overall as a character? Did you think...
I was a little worried about how he would leave at night. Because I knew at the beginning with the author, didn't the Ripper have something to do with her dad? Like there was a connection with her dad. And in this, it turns out to be a connection with the dad. But I thought it was more like,
closer to home.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like he was part of it. I was glad he wasn't.
Same here. Yeah.
He just like annoyed me.
Yeah. I just feel like
like why are you going to the bar all the time?
Because he had Auntie Jean at home to do it,
Yeah. Because men didn't have to stay home and take care of things.
And it was kind of weird back then. I think men were just starting to even go into the delivery rooms.
Yes.
They were more step back. It was weird if you had a stay-at-home dad, where I think that came more 90s maybe.
And I feel like if something happened with the mom, the dad would like send the kid somewhere.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I don't think that it...
I thought he was pretty true to character.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought...
Men suck.
I thought he tried, like... The
Because
bar
he
is
would
low,
go-
but he tried to...
Yeah,
he, just
he
didn't
would
know
go
how.
in every night and say good night.
And reference the Famous Five, which I was going to ask, had you read any of those Famous Five books that Miv was really into?
No, because they're not in my head.
What?
They're not clicking in my head.
Oh, God.
Okay, and then last on the list is The Mill.
I can't
know.
go back there.
I know. I feel like
I really so right before this, I read The Nightingale.
Yep.
And I thought I had cried as hard as I needed to cry in that book.
yes.
And then came along this book.
Yes.
And I was crying so hard.
And it was so hard to read it first and to not give you guys any hints that a shock was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, literally when she got pushed... Okay, so Sharon gets pushed off the roof. And I was like... Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And I had to put the book down because I was just like, I don't... And I was also like, Miv will never recover. Like, she...
Literally.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
And Ishtak.
what?
Ishtak also.
Ishtiak, yeah.
Yeah. And I was kind of hoping she landed on a mattress or something.
Mom's hoping for the Disney version.
That was your wishing well wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. But I kind of knew from the wishing well that was it Brian? Was that it? But I knew something worse than even though
You thought
Brian
that-
was bad,
yeah.
I didn't feel like it was
That was the thing that happened.
because
So bad.
because Brian wasn't as close to Miv. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah, so just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I remember hating the mom. Like I literally wrote down, I hate the mom.
Wow.
Because that's like what woke her up. And,
Yes.
And I'm just like, where has she been? Like
Yeah.
this all could have, I was really quick to put blame on somebody.
oh.
And then like once I found out what happened, I was like, okay, I forgive her.
But this kind of ties in it's weird how you read the same kind of books in clumps,
Yes.
and you're not even meaning to, and even watching movies, sometimes you'll grab the same type of movie
Yeah.
at the same time. But the other book that I just finished right after this one also had to do with young, like 12 and 13-year-olds, and that how whether you're mean to or not, there's consequences to your actions. So with Sharon and those boys, they might not have meant to do that, but it happened and somebody died, so.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like if I was in Miv's shoes, I don't know that I could have recovered. I feel like I would have felt guilty for the rest of my life. Like, I was the one that went there. Like,
And she kept telling me
Absolutely.
to stop
Yeah.
with the list,
Yeah.
but I did it anyways.
yeah. So
And
you
she
feel so
asked to
bad.
like stay up there a little longer.
Yes.
Yeah, I would never recover.
I know. Yeah. So it was hard to like, I don't know.
Yeah.
To move on.
Yeah, can I say one more
Uh-huh.
thing? So I feel like throughout this whole book, there's so many different levels and themes of grief that I probably should have seen it coming that someone close in the
Yeah.
book dies. But like, you have Bashir, his wife died,
Yes.
so
Yes.
he's dealing with that grief. Now
Omar,
he has,
yep.
now he has to deal with the showing his son. And like helping him navigate through his grief because he
And
loved.
being bullied at the same time.
Yeah.
And dealing with, basically Proud Boys. Like,
Yeah. So there's that grief, and then there's like Miv. She has to grieve at least it doesn't feel temporary, but the loss of her mom because
Right.
her mom is no longer how her mom
she doesn't
used to be.
understand why.
Doesn't understand why. And now the loss of her friend,
Yes.
and then
The loss of safety.
yes.
Feeling
Yeah.
safe
Yes.
in your own community.
yeah, and then the what's the guy's name with the beanie hat?
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian. So Brian obviously dies in the book too,
And then the
mom
mom
has to
yeah.
deal with that grief, and then the dad of Helen had to deal
yes.
with like
Arthur, I loved Arthur.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
so like she's getting beat up all the time, so and he
Yeah.
kind of lost her too because
Yeah.
the husband
Yes.
kept her like
Yeah.
hunkered away, so he's dealing with the grief of like his daughter. So there's just like so much
So much loss,
grief
yeah.
in
So-
this
But you
book.
don't really feel the heaviness of it
I was
until
gonna say.
the end.
I was gonna say, nice light read that we.
Yeah, yeah,
I know, but it really just like it hits you out of nowhere
Yes.
still.
Yes.
And-
I agree.
And it was, but yeah, because I wrote down, oh my gosh, I feel like cry saying this, but okay, I'll cut that part out because it's embarrassing.
It's not
but,
embarrassing.
like when she said, "I tried not to need a mum," I was like,
Tried not to need a
my
mum."
gosh, like that is just like, such a kid thing
Yes.
to say.
Yeah.
You know. But and so just my kind of notes I had written down in part 2, I had that I love how kids got over things so quickly. Like whenever there was a disagreement within the friend group, it was like they didn't need to talk it all out. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, we're still good. Like, they got over it and they moved on, and it was kind of refreshing to remember how that
Yeah.
was once like.
Yeah.
I also loved when they said that because there's a time in real life and also in the book where they said that women shouldn't leave after dark.
Yes.
And then
there's
they-
a curfew.
Yes, and then how she said, I think it was Sharon that said that it's the men that shouldn't be
Yes.
leaving.
Yes.
They're the
I
ones
so-
hurting.
yes,
people.
exactly.
Yes. I thought that was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did have a couple things. First of all, I like how the book moved you, though. Because you were like, "Oh, I should take that out because you're showing emotion." But I love when books move people. And then in the second part here, I have somewhere along the line, Auntie Jean had become the glue that held us together. And turning instead to my notebook and the list, it was easier to focus on that. Hunting a killer was simpler to deal with, than her home life. So then I wrote down as a question for us, some people do that with running, what are some of your coping things? Because, and I'll also add this to the comment. I had a coworker come in to my office the other day, and he was talking about how everybody is on edge right now because of what's happening in the world, and they're really snippy, etc. And I said, well, you can only like be in charge of, or sorry.
This is her big meaningful quote. She's like, so I said something that really resonated with everyone.
Well, I told him, I said that, then you just have to maybe do running or gardening, because that's what you have control over. Like, yes, things are crazy in the world, but how about our little world? So that's a coping thing. Like with Miv, it was hunting a killer was easier to deal with than what was going on in her home.
Yeah.
So what would you, how do you try to cope?
Well, I feel like with COVID, we started connecting more and doing our book club, and that was like an escapism. And I feel like I had said before, that this podcast is really good timing, because I definitely feel a need to escape what's happening in the world right now. And this is allowing me to really focus on, getting a little obsessive with podcast equipment and researching authors, and I'm really diving deep into the books that I'm reading now, more so than I did before, because and it doesn't feel like a job. It's just like I'm really enjoying it, and I feel like I'm reading a lot more than ever before, because I'm trying to escape. And even I read The Nightingale, and I thought I wouldn't be able to read that, like it would be too heavy for my escaping. But oh my gosh, I loved it so much, and I cried so much.
Such a good book.
But yeah, those are not running for me right now.
Okay.
It's cold outside.
Yeah.
What about you, Mary Kay?
I think reading is definitely an escape. But I would say, like, coping wise, I think like dancing helps a lot, because I think I tend to panic and be like, oh my God, this all like sucks. But being able to do both, of find the small things I can contribute to making society a little bit better where I'm at. So like signing random petitions, or like sharing information, or like going to things, that helps. There's this quote.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. There's this quote that I love, and I feel like I've said it before, but it was when the AIDS epidemic was happening, and they were protesting during the day, and then they were dancing during the night. And the most important part was going and dancing, because joy is a form of rebellion.
Yes, like Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Love is bigger than
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah. And so like finding that time to not get just like so beat down by all the like tragedies and horrible things that are happening in the world, and like still having the energy to have that joy, and also try to make the world a little bit better, even if it's just your little section of the world.
Yeah. Good question.
Mm-hmm.
For part 3, the aftermath, I'll just read the notes that I just put down. Helen and Omar, heart. Because I
loved that they found each other.
And like the little community with Arthur, and like he was then bunking with the lorry driver, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
they had
he moved
friends.
in.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, I loved it. I said the Ripper's caught, and the dad knew him, and then in real life too, that happened, where her dad is, so it was really close to home.
Oh wow.
Finding the Ripper. And then I just put that I cried the whole time, and I loved her new notebook.
Remind me.
I know,
Of her
I
new
forgot.
notebook.
It's probably in my other list of notes, but she
See.
called it something like basically like a list of gratefuls.
Yes.
Oh
Like-
yes, we love the Gratefuls.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the ending?
I wrote in our little thing. It does ask you about like how you liked the ending. And I said I loved it even though it destroyed me.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I said yes because you can still learn stuff.
All right. Great at sentences.
I do like that they put a list of the women that the river
Yeah.
killed at the end. I thought it was a wonderful memorial.
So who was everyone's favorite character? Mine was Sharon
Yes.
because of the street smarts thing.
And I said Auntie Jean was mine.
And mine would probably be Sharon or Ishtiaq or Omar. I love all of them a lot.
So
Hard to
why did I
pick
say Bashir? Who's Bashir?
That's his
That's
last
the
name.
last name.
Oh, okay.
Because I introduced him, because on the list she writes Mr. Bashir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
who's Bashir? Yeah, I really liked them. And then I also just think, like, reading this book, it really felt like a peek into my childhood. Even though I wasn't making a list of suspicious people, I was doing crazy. Like, me and Brooke, we would get together, we would go around. Now, neither of us had street smarts, so we were just street or book smarts. We were just going around. But it just reminded me of that feeling of just, like,
Best friends.
best friends and just, like, not thinking before you do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, now I feel like I, like, overthink everything, but when I was, like, 12 or 13 and I was just roaming Lake Street in Oak
Yes.
Park, Illinois, I was just, like, in the subway until they kicked us out, and then we went down to the park and walked. Like, it just reminded me so much of that, and just, like, like, how stupid you are as a child. Like,
Yes.
there's so many moments I was like, I should have died
Yes.
at this hangout, I should have died at that. Like, there were so many that I was like, these were horrible decisions.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. And I think it's easy to forget that once you become an adult and then you see other kids doing stupid things.
stuff.
And, you know, so it's a good reminder
Yeah.
of, like,
Yeah.
okay, a little grace.
Yeah, definitely.
I loved how it gave the glossary of terms and all of the
Yeah,
different Yorkshire sayings. And I,
Yes.
Oh,
I,
just-
yeah, I had like watched some YouTube videos of a Yorkshire accent,
Oh,
and it
did
was
you?
so hard to like mimic. I couldn't do it, but
No, I'm sure.
yeah. So I loved the A up. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
now that I remember it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you said it.
So I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if you
think I
had a
love that.
favorite one,
Let me see.
A favorite saying?
like a favorite Yorkshire
Yeah.
term.
Well, it's funny. Cobb is a bread roll because you think,
It's corn.
One, my favorite was torch, because when I first read it, I did picture a torch,
And remind me
Oh,
what that means.
flash-
a flashlight.
Oh, okay.
So I was picturing her in the mill with a torch, and then I was like, why would she have a torch? and then I looked and I was like, oh, it's
Okay.
flashlight. Second, I love that she left out the slurs. Like,
Oh,
she
yes.
just put the first letter and then, like, blank.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah. At
I
first
also
I was
liked
like
it.
confused.
Me too.
And then I think it was listed in the beginning that she in like
Yep,
the
and I
author's
had
note or
skipped
something,
that
and I had
part.
skipped it. Yeah.
But I looked one of the slurs,
slurs?
up to see, like, and then I understood,
Yeah.
you know, like what she was doing.
Yeah. Because she is a white woman.
Yep.
So it does make sense as to why she shouldn't have put the slurs in her book. And I
Yeah,
think
I
that was a good
appreciated it.
way to being authentic to
Oh, I
the
see.
time and the
Okay.
hate that was happening without having to
Yeah.
put the word to paper.
Well, I think also, like, us reading it, we don't know those slurs. And so what if we read it and didn't realize the meaning? Like,
Oh, that
behind
it was
and
a
said
slur.
it. Yeah, yeah. So I would have missed that was such a bad word if she hadn't done that.
yeah.
So.
I probably could have deducted it,
But
but I
does
have
it-
street smarts.
Oh my god.
but now, I know you like Instagrammed and the author got back to you. And I was just like, I think the author looks so cute.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
she
she's
looks
so
like
cute.
a
She
fun
She looks
friend.
like a friend, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like happy about
sure.
that too.
Okay, so this was a great
Wait,
pick. What? You don't even know what I was about to say next.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to read a couple of my favorite quotes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Is that part of it? Okay. So, first, one I related to was I had never thought that parents getting along was necessary in life. I left
well,
that.
and when she's like, "Oh my gosh, they're not perfect," to Sharon's parents, I was
Oh, yeah.
like, I feel like we all had one couple that were like, "Oh,
Yes.
if they don't make it, no
Then
love
no
is
one
fake.
does. Yeah.
And then the second favorite quote, which was actually probably my first favorite quote, was everything and anything felt possible wearing my new bra and lip gloss.
Yes.
Like that is just so
Yeah.
true to like a
Iconic.
12-year-old.
Yes.
Like, who cares about this guy killing all these women? I have my lip gloss and my new bra
Yes,
on. Like,
yes.
I love that. That's how like they kind of came back together. Like Sharon gave her lip gloss, and then it was like, okay,
Yeah.
we're
yeah.
good now.
Yeah. Okay, anything else before we move on to like what we're reading next? Okay. One book that we just finished reading,
Okay.
one book that we're currently reading, and one book on our TBR. One sentence each.
One.
Try-
Okay.
Just
We
so this-
veto one sentence.
And
Can I do 2 books I'm currently reading?
if you can do them quickly.
Okay.
The one book that I just finished reading is Before I Let Go. This book was my first Kennedy Ryan. It's a romance, but it also deals with some heavy things, but I love the characters and I think it's a great read. I would say like 4 stars, 4.25 maybe.
Okay.
The book that I'm currently the book that I'm currently reading is, where is it? The Seven Husbands.
Oh, I
Evelyn
definitely
Hugo.
want to read that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just keep hearing lots of good things about this. It is about an older celebrity who is going through, she's like being interviewed and she goes through kind of all of her past and you're learning things about her and the author that's interviewing her. But it's really good so far. Love that. And then on my TBR, I have this book, Made Me Think of You. We're about to go to Barnes & Noble to pick our next book club pick. This was going to be on my suggestion list. If we don't pick it, then I'm still going to read it. So it's on my TBR no matter what. It is about a girl who, it's kind of, what is that movie with Hilary Swank? I Love You something.
P.S. I love
P.S.
you.
I love you.
So it's going
like
to
that.
destroy me.
Well, so her husband dies, you know that right away. But he has left a book every month that made him think of her, that he left for her for after he passes.
Oh my God.
So yeah. This is breaking my rule. This is also breaking my rule of one sentence. But
Yeah, no, you haven't done one sentence for any of them. I was going to bring
They're
that
just
up.
long sentences.
No.
But this
Total run on sentences.
yeah. I don't usually like books about books, but okay, next.
Mom, you go next.
Okay, so I just finished reading The Red Canoe. That
Kayak.
was what?
The red kayak.
Oh yeah, the red kayak. I don't know why I keep saying canoe. Anyways, it was for my Molly Malone book club. And it was also, the main characters were 12 and 13 years old. And I think everybody should read this book. And I was so shocked. It's a thin book. You'll read it fast. It is jam-packed with lessons and just so much stuff in there. So that was the red kayak. Okay. I found it next to the picture books, but it should have been in young adult. So then I'm also, this is funny because this is another book club book that I've already had the club meeting for it, and I was not quite halfway finished with the book, but due to time constraints, I didn't get it done. But I'll still go to the book club because sorry. No one sentence. So, anyways,
That's why I had you go next, because I was like, she's definitely going over.
my thing is it helps you decide if you want to finish the book.
Oh.
You know, I
Hot
definitely
take.
want to finish this book. It's a lot of true story in here. So it's funny how this one was based on a true story. These are real people. Ella Fitzgerald, Marilyn Monroe, and every single person in this book is real. The only thing they say is historical fiction is the letters they wrote to each other. They were friends, though. So it's a time capsule of the 50s. Okay. So that was 2 book club books.
Okay.
The one that is to be read is Reese Witherspoon's and Harlan Coben. The reason I picked this is because I love Harlan Coben books, and anything that is a TV show or whatever, if it's based on one of his books, I read it right away. So I'm excited to see how Reese Witherspoon added with him.
Okay.
Okay?
Very good.
Okay, my turn.
Yep.
I felt like I was like, hurry, hurry,
I
hurry.
feel like you were screaming.
That's how I hurry.
All right, so every month I'm trying to do a Kindle book, physical copy, and a library book. So library book I just finished. That was Sky Full of Elephants. I feel like I mentioned it last time. It was really good and unique storyline, but it also had a lot of science in it. So my brain was kind of hurting a little bit, but very good book. And then the ones I'm currently reading right now, and an audiobook is in the list too.
Okay.
So audiobook right now I'm doing Becoming by Michelle Obama. Kindle book I'm doing Want by Gillian Anderson. Gillian Anderson is from the show Sex Education, and she had put something up maybe on like Instagram or something where like all of these women or like femme presenting queer people wrote in their fantasies. And so it's a bunch of different anonymous compilation of like what it means to be a woman and to fantasize. So it's really cool. Very good for February. And obviously based on what you've been talking about, you should read it. And then my physical copy that I'm currently reading is Dust Settles North by Dina. I wrote it down and I can't read my own handwriting, but it's by Dina. And that one is really good. I'm enjoying that one. It also has a lot of grief in it and kind of figuring yourself out. And then the book on my TBR, I would say, is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab.
Yes. I've
really
been
wanna
wanting to read that a long time.
Because I really love books about vampires, and there's like I've heard lesbian vampires in it, so I'm excited to check that out. But the last vampire book I read was young adult, and it was really good, but I want an adult vampire book.
Yay.
And I think I did that. That's all the
you
things.
did good.
Okay.
Everybody did good.
Did it fast.
Yeah, next time I'll time you.
No,
Yeah. Well, I think we went fast. Like, we
Yeah.
said more, but I
Yeah.
think we went faster than
Yeah.
you. Yeah, for sure. Everybody always goes faster than me.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So I feel like we should say, like, if we would suggest for someone else to read it, who would you give it to? Or, like, would you give it?
Who would you give a book basket to of the list of suspicious things? I would give it to my nosy neighbor.
That's a good idea. Oh gosh. I always, my friend always comes to mind because I have a friend from high school that I reconnected with, and we share a love for reading. So I would definitely give it to Mary Pat.
Oh, Mary Pat.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would give it to. I would definitely give it to someone.
Yeah.
I would suggest it. If someone wanted, like, a fast read that was also captivating, I would suggest this one.
Okay.
Because it's not, like, I wouldn't say an easy read because there's so
Right.
many
Yes.
themes of grief and heavy things. But if they were in a reading slump, I think this would get them out of their reading slump.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, that's it for everything.
Oh, wow.
Everything, the list of suspicious things. I think it was a good pick.
Yes.
And now we're off to Barnes & Noble to pick our next book.
Yep. I'm saying that we should grab a cookie and push that button so we can go.
Ooh.